welcome to another episode of Into the Minds of Madness, the horror movie podcast where we pick a movie and tear it apart in some way, shape or form, whether it's positive, negative.
Yeah.
We get into it, man. We get into it. We get deep. I am your scaredy cat, Paul McWhirter, and sitting with me is your horror aficionado, Chris Dicker.
G'day.
How you doing?
Yeah, pretty good, man.
Good.
Pretty good.
Well, we just watched something from the 80s.
Yes.
From the year I was born.
Ah, was it?
It was indeed.
Oh, there we go.
Directed by Tom Holland. It was
Child's Play.
Child's Play.
You were born the same year Chucky was born.
I was indeed.
Interesting.
Yes. Strange it took me a while to see this movie.
Yes.
I had seen, like I said, I had seen pretty much the apartment scene.
The famous first kill.
Yeah. So I'd seen all that before, but not the whole thing.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, before we dive into it and, as Paul said, rip it apart.
yeah.
If you haven't seen it, you know Chucky.
Yeah, everybody knows Chucky.
Everyone knows Chucky. But let's do what we always like to do and jump on the old synopsis.
Yes. Let's give that a spin.
Give it a whirl. Tom Holland turns up the thrills and chills, introducing one of the most original and terrifying horror creations in history, the pint-sized killer doll, Chucky. After 6-year-old Andy Barkley's babysitter is violently pushed out of a window to her death, nobody believes him when he says that his birthday present, an innocent good guy doll named Chucky, committed the fateful act. Infused with the demonic soul of serial killer Charles Lee Ray, Chucky establishes himself as a master manipulator with the ability to get away with more than just murder. This is a long synopsis.
Yeah.
An ensuing rampage of gruesome murders leads to Detective Mike Norris back to the same suspicious toy, uncovering a legacy of horror and highlighting Chucky's grand plan to transfer his evil spirit into a living, breathing human being, young Andy. An ingenious blend of supernatural horror, voodoo, and good old-fashioned slasher film, Child's Play throws down a killer gauntlet and delivers with a bloody vengeance. Whew.
That was a bit of a mouthful, wasn't it?
Goodness.
I did notice that when you were looking at the cover. I was like, well, that's 3 paragraphs.
Yeah, that's a
4
sizable amount.
Jesus.
And no little fun blurbs.
Nothing
That's a shame.
exciting there.
Nah.
So, why did we pick this movie, Chris?
Well, I thought, one, it's October. It's the kind of like the perfect time of the year to watch something like Child's Play. And, we need as we've said, you're the scaredy cat. And I need to, learn you up a bit.
School me.
School you.
Yeah.
And you need to see some of, the staples.
Yeah.
And so, I thought this would be a perfect one to start with. The newest movie's on the way, number 7, Cult of Chucky, which I'm very, very excited about.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the killer doll movie. You know what I mean? This is the one everyone knows of.
Yeah. I mean, Chucky is
at
such
least.
an iconic character as well when it comes to horror.
It still amazes me the amount of people who are just straight up terrified, never seen the movie, but they're terrified of him.
Yeah. Well, growing up in primary school, I had a friend who used to terrify me with shit like this.
Yeah.
I was terrified of Chucky as a child.
Yeah.
Just because of the stuff that my mate used to say.
Right, he'd say stuff. What kind of stuff would he be saying?
Oh, just of how terrifying this killer doll was.
Right.
Just that
really overhyping it.
Yeah. And it was just well, I'm not into scary movies anyway, so there's no way I'm watching it.
I think that's what
it's if Gremlins fucked me up, then Child Play's going to really fuck me up.
I did not see this until I was 19 or 20 or something like that, because that was the same thing. It was just that overhyped, and it's kind of when you first watch it, you're like, that was not as scary as I thought it was. But if you still go into it quite scared, if you let yourself be really scared of it, I could see why people are still terrified.
Well, I mean, he was the same guy who, when it was my friend Todd's 15th birthday, or 14th, we were having a sleepover, and they went to the video store, and I just trusted him to get something. And they came back with The Exorcist, and I was like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Of all the movies,
in my 14-year-old mind, the scariest movie of all time.
Oh yeah, that was one I could not watch.
We sat down and we started watching it. I had the pillow up right up against my face. Then by about halfway through, we were all bored and we turned it off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's not a movie for 14-year-olds.
No.
The 14-year-old doesn't have the attention span to sit with something like that. Like,
yeah, and it was just like for somebody my like it. I was just like, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of this
it's
at
a
all.
slow burn.
Yeah,
It was all like just from like TV, like like of referencing, I've forgotten her name, Linda Blair. Yeah. The shots of her all in full, fucked up face and vomiting and stuff like that, and that just terrified the shit out of me. I never wanted to watch the movie, but then when I actually watched it, I'm like, oh, this is actually, fuck you, 90s TV for screwing up my little child brain.
I think, I think The Exorcist was that kind of kicked down a door for me to start watching horror movies, because it's like, oh well, if I'm not scared of the scariest movie of all time, then I'm not scared of anything then. And it was like, that's just not how it worked.
No, exactly.
So
that's when you find that there are other, what may scare other people doesn't scare you.
Yeah, it's just that
versa.
build up in your mind. And honestly, if I had sat down and watched Child's Play at, 9 or 10 when he was saying that, it would have fucking scared the shit out of me.
Oh, yeah.
But if I'd seen it when I was like 13, I wouldn't have been scared by it.
Yeah, this would be another funny movie.
It would just been a couple of years in there where I would have been like, ooh, maybe not.
So, yeah, and I feel like this is just like a good fun recommendation as well for October,
Yeah.
So, like, now that we've watched it, and like I want to know, because you've surprised me a couple of times with your reaction to a movie that I thought you'd like or you thought you'd hate, and vice versa. Did you like it?
So before I answer that one, were there any... Because I'm trying to think if there have been. Were there any movies that you thought that I'd hate and I loved? So I know there were a couple that you thought I'd really like and I didn't like as much as you thought.
Yeah, like I was disappointed with 1408. I thought that it would be like a bit of a, that one knock it out of the park. And, but
I might have gone into that one with a bit of a weird headspace, I must admit. But yeah,
no,
I'd be happy to give that one another go.
Antiviral is kind of one that kind of you got past the the body horror,
the needles and everything. Yeah, because that's the bit that I hate the most.
The story itself, I think you were a fan of.
Yeah.
Okay, so like that's probably the only one I can think of. But 1408 is definitely the standout at the moment of like,
for the flip side of
I really hope you like that one. But
I'd be happy to give that one another go. Maybe I just wasn't in the right headspace for
but
it.
I also think in my it's nostalgic. It's like the first proper scary movie I saw at the theaters and I actually enjoyed.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of looking through some
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, what did I think of Child's Play? I don't know. It was a bit kind of just meh. A bit kind of.
It is a meh movie.
It's very fair to middling.
It feels like the first one.
Yeah, it's. I also think it's. I think it was also some of the acting kind of turned me off a little bit. Like Seventh Heaven, Seventh Heaven's mum.
Got
Catherine Hicks.
Yeah, we got Catherine Hicks as Karen Barkley.
Barkley, that's right. That's her last name.
But yeah, Seventh Heaven.
Seventh Heaven.
That's all I can see. I know it's like this came first, but that's all I can see.
All I can think of is that scene where there's the whole like family meeting about whose joint it was that they found.
Oh god,
the fuck, that's just so good.
That's amazing.
It's incredible. I love it so much. It's just been like memeified so much. I'm just obsessed with it. So that's all I can think of. But yeah, but she has that really like Seventh Heaven-y kind of real sitcom-y overacting in it.
It's over the top.
So she overacts so much, and then the cop Mike Norris, played by a bit taller, little less handsome Mark Ruffalo, Chris Sarandon.
Yep.
He's just like, like he's so like lackadaisical and just like doesn't care enough that they're complete opposite ends of the spectrum.
It's weird, right? Because he was a heartthrob of this at this time. Like he was kind of at his peak. He's done. Can't remember if Fright Night was first or this was first, but Fright Night he played a lead role as like this very sexy vampire and all that, and it's like I don't see it. He's a bit like. There's some moments where he does kind of. He's got like some personality shines through.
Yeah,
and he is a little bit likable.
Yeah.
But other moments where it's just like plank.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's just there.
Just like phoning it in, kind of bored, doesn't want to be there.
So I don't know if it was like that was, if it's him or if it's like a choice. Like, I'm above this. I should be in something bigger by now. Like,
yeah. Like the only time that he didn't seem like he was phoning it in was in like the action sequences, like when he's getting attacked or that seemed to be the only time that he was like actually giving a shit.
I don't think they could excuse him phoning it in those scenes.
Yeah, no way. Yeah,
would have taken a belt to him.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just because they're like polar opposites, those two.
Like I want to say, like, I'm a huge fan of the franchise. Not that doesn't mean I'm a huge fan of all of the films.
Yeah,
like, I like what the whole what all these films build up to.
Yeah,
it's kind of mind blowing what they've done with the franchise.
Yeah,
like to promise a complete remake reboot in the last one, Curse of Chucky. Then to just completely flip it and say, nah, it's a continuation. We haven't stopped. Like, it's still the same story from number 1 up to 7. But this one, I even remember when I first watched it. It's like, because I think I'd seen Bride of Chucky first.
Okay, yeah.
And so I was still.
Is that the second one?
That's the fourth one.
That's the fourth one. Okay.
That's when he gets the scars in his face and he starts to become. It's a lot more fun. It becomes a horror comedy series rather than attempting to make a Killer Doll series.
Yeah.
Which is a problem a lot of Killer Doll movies have. They try and play it way too seriously.
Yeah.
It's like, guys, your puppet has a knife for a hand.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, it's already ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Like,
look what we're working with.
Play on the ridiculousness, because it'll come off so much better.
But I think what, you look past the cheesiness of the acting and like,
and the kid annoyed me. Yeah.
Yeah. Like Alex Vincent, he was cute in moments. Like, he had some cute bits, and he delivered some cute lines, and like it always makes me laugh.
But Mom.
Oh God, he said that like 7 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. The breakfast scene always makes me giggle.
Oh, at the start, that was
burns the shit out of the toast.
Yeah.
Puts half the tub of butter on it.
Yeah. But it pissed me off when he looked at the TV and he's like, I've already seen this one. Yeah. It's like, motherfucker, you got dressed as the characters. You're going to watch every episode no matter what.
You're eating the fucking cereal.
Yeah, you've got the cereal. You got, like, what are you talking about? You're going to watch every fucking episode.
I can't remember any time as a kid, like, if I walked into my house and, like, say I was playing outside, I walked inside and there was, like, Rocco's on, I'd sit down.
Yeah,
like,
doesn't matter what episode it was.
Cartoons are on, I watch.
Half the time you wouldn't even realize that you'd seen it before.
Shit, I still do it if a cartoon is on TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what's this?
Yeah, yeah. Like, that makes no sense to me. A kid would never do that.
No.
Like, I remember I'd get home from school and on Cartoon Network, Dragon Ball Z would be on at 4 in the afternoon.
All right.
But then that same episode would replay at 7 in the morning. So I'd still watch it.
Exactly.
So I'd watch twice in 24 hours. Like, who cares? I just find that really hard to believe, especially in 1988 when you don't have any of this on-demand stuff.
God, no.
You're watching everything, no matter what's on.
Like, Christ, like, you're probably paying like a full paycheck to get like a laser disc or something like that.
So you're rewatching that. You're fucking rewatching that.
And TV series, like, you have to buy like a fucking video, like a VHS per episode.
Yeah. You used to get like 3 episodes on a VHS or something. It was ridiculous.
Oh, damn.
So, but yeah, there was that one when he's in the psych ward, and he's like, Chucky's coming for me, Chucky's coming for me, and he's like, he's gonna kill me, and then he starts crying.
Yeah.
It's like, I was like, whoa, where did that come from?
That was a good moment.
That was a good moment. Like, I believe that, but it's like, why didn't they spend the time with that kid on the rest of the fucking movie?
Yeah, push you know? Like, come on, Alex, one more take.
Yeah.
You can get some ice cream.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it just,
Or it's like, hold his puppy hostage or something like that. Get him emoting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that annoyed me. That was annoying, but that's how it goes. I mean, but I guess Brad Dourif's voice acting as Chucky was fucking spot on.
Oh,
that was great. That was really good.
You brought up something, Brad Dourif. I think I've gone on record before saying I'm a huge Brad Dourif fan. Like, I think it's what holds the series together. If the voice changed, if Brad left, or if God forbid he passed away or something like that, Chucky's dead.
Yeah,
like, no one else can do it. It's something about that man's voice. And just in any role that he's in, like, it has just so many different levels. Like, he can just I can just gush about Dourif all day. Like, he's in.
Yeah, do you want to school me a bit on Dourif? Because you have talked about him a lot, and I don't really know much about him.
He's one of those kind of just forgotten. He's there, but he's so talented. Like, he's in one of my favorite Toby Hooper movies that no one likes.
Yeah, okay.
It's a bad movie.
What's that one called?
Spontaneous Combustion.
Okay, yeah, I do remember you telling me about this one.
I think it's 1990. Love it.
Yeah.
About a man discovering. It's kind of like that. Is it Ang Lee's Hulk with Eric Bana in it?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that kind of setup of him discovering.
God, Eric Bana was good in that. Too bad it's a fucking terrible movie.
Let's not get started.
Yeah. It's such a shame because I love Eric Bana so much.
But yeah, it kind of starts off like that, like man discovering that was an experiment as a kid and all that sort of stuff, and his parents died in an experiment and they spontaneously combusted, and now he is discovering that he can spontaneously combust, but just the way he plays madness is just so entertaining.
Okay.
It's like Nick Cage, but you're not cringing.
All right, yeah.
It's just like, I wholeheartedly believe that this man can catch on fire, like, can just combust, and like just the amount of emotion that like his voice is cracking and breaking, and and there's another he was in Tales from the Crypt. He was in an episode.
Oh
with,
yeah, okay, yeah.
I should know his name. I think it was Bill Paxton actually.
All right, yeah.
And it was kind of like an Of Mice and Men.
I'm gonna have to stop you right there. Which one's Bill Paxton? I always get Paxton and Pullman mixed up.
Paxton, trying to think what you'd know him from, man. He was in Aliens.
So, but like one was in Twister and one was in.
Oh God, I think he was in Twister. I'm almost certain.
Because one was in Twister and one was in Independence Day. Is that right?
Yes, yeah, it was in Twister.
I get them mixed up all the fucking time. Okay, yep. Okay, yep.
But it was like an Of Mice and Men parody. This episode.
All right, yeah,
and, Brad Dourif played the dopey brother.
Yeah.
And it was the weirdest episode of Tales from the Crypt I've seen. Like, I haven't watched all of them, but it's the standout by far.
Okay.
And these dopey brothers, trying to rob the local ice cream van that they used to work for.
Okay.
And they were obsessed with butter. Like, they're always eating butter.
All right. Okay.
It's so weird. And the reveal of like discovering who the ice cream man is, and he's actually got a conjoined twin on his backside, like the exact same of him. So he spins around and talks as the different people. And but then it gets usual Tales from the Crypt gut punch right at the end there.
Yeah.
They kill one of the brothers by accident, the conjoined ones. So he then cuts to the ice cream van, which once was super successful.
Yeah.
No one's there because everyone keeps going on about the smell. His dead brother is still attached to him, sitting in the back of the van.
Oh my God.
Oh. So like that's the kind of shit that Brad Dourif does. Like he's not afraid to do a weird role.
Yeah.
He was in Critters 4.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Love the man.
So he's a bit of a.
He's up for fun.
Yeah, bit of a hero.
Yeah.
Bit of a B-movie hero.
He's kind of like to me, like with here, I feel like he approaches his role like Cushing and Lee would approach Hammer films. Like, this is ridiculous, but I am a professional. Yeah. I will do my absolute best.
Yeah, okay.
And that's why I've always, just a soft spot for Brad Dourif.
Okay.
He's so appreciative. Like, and he's so appreciative of what Chucky, the Child's Play franchise has given him. And that's why he's stuck for so long, because, again, it's the same writer for every single film.
Yeah, so it was Don Mancini,
Don
right?
Mancini, yes. He's written every single one, and he's directed the last 3.
Okay.
So he's pretty much taken over. It's now his baby.
Yeah. But it was from his head anyway. Yeah. Originally, yeah. Okay, so now it's all come.
Yeah.
He's taking control of the whole thing.
And he's making something very cool.
Okay.
Curse of Chucky was so much fun.
Was that the last one?
Yeah, that was number 6. That was, they went for like the kind of like, you asking before we started watching this was like, is this the scary one? And I said yes, but then I realized scary is the wrong word. This is the serious one. Yeah. This is the one that they try to really take it as a serious slasher. In their head, they're like, we're trying to make a scary movie. Exactly. Yeah. But Curse is definitely like the first one that was like scary. They were trying to do like haunted house slasher kind of thing, and then there was that huge reveal, and Alex Vincent, who plays Andy, comes back, and he's in the newest one as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, it's really cool. It's like kind of like they're just this whole family of people who've been in the movies that kind of come back in cult to make something really cool. And it's Brad Dourif's daughter is in the lead.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Fiona Dourif.
Okay.
It's pretty nifty.
Nice.
Mm.
That's a real family affair too, eh?
Yeah.
So, well, what do you think of the? I guess some of like the shots of in this and stuff. Like some of the explosions were pretty good.
See, that's I guess something I was going to bring up before. Like the one thing that this franchise has done, it's stuck to it, and they have. You can probably count the amount of shots on one hand that they've done like CGI. Like everything has been practical, which is just like my favorite thing in the world. As you know, you listeners out there know, I love me some good practical effects.
Yeah.
And this one, for a first movie about a killer doll, they do not spare any. Like this movie cost so much money, they had to like invent.
They demolished a house.
They demolished, and that was a beautiful. Oh, that was amazing. You don't often see that kind of destruction. It's usually like such an unbelievable, you know, the windows explode and the whole thing just is a fireball. Like
and it's almost like shot like hit 3 different times. So you see that initial explosion like 3 times. It's
exactly.
like
No, this was it just crumbled.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Yeah, it was beautiful. They did that really nicely.
But they had to just like create this puppetry to make Chucky like work. Like it's amazing. That's what another thing I love about film, and I love about practical effects is they're inventing stuff that doesn't exist. Like how do we make a fucking doll interact with a child and still like jump and stab him? Like how do we do that? And it was like a matter of creating these puppets that had like 4 or 5 people controlling just like several parts, like one guy controlling the lips, one guy doing the eyes, one guy doing the arms, and they'd have this thing, $30,000, I don't know if that number's correct, but in 88 it's probably some crazy amount like that per doll, just for like a 10-second scene. Mind-blowing. And the car flip, that car chase was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's true. It was pretty well done. That was shot nicely.
His his thought process to drive away from the guy attacking him in the car, not the smartest.
Yep.
But it paid off pretty well.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. One of the shots that it happens a fair bit, but like the Chucky point of view shots.
Yes.
Like with him like running through the house or whatever. Like and you just hear like the little pitter patter of his feet.
I always thought that was a nice touch. That really kind of sold it.
Yeah.
And this is kind of the theme that I felt with the series. I felt straight away with watching it. It's one of those few where like you're 100% behind the villain. You want him to succeed. Yeah. And like by doing the point of view, it's like, oh, okay, I'll get it. We're on Chucky's side. Yeah. Like, it may not be pointing it out like that we're on Chucky's side, but secretly, go Chucky.
I also really liked during the car chase when he burns Chucky's face with the cigarette lighter.
Yeah, that was
and nice. Just the way that like
it was all gooey.
Yeah, as it pulls away, like it's like I believe that.
That was a nice effect.
Yeah, I believe that was a plastic doll getting burnt there. That was great. I love that.
Like there's some great shots later on in the series where you actually see that like, when Chucky is now, he cannot transfer into anybody. He's now stuck as a human Chucky doll. Yeah. And you'll see his organs and fleshy and all that sort of stuff. Like that sort of stuff, so cool. Like the voodoo element, that's something that could have been done really, cheesily and really offensively. I think it was done. It added a really nice twist to it. Yeah. It made it kind of believable.
I kind of want to know more of the backstory though. Yeah. Like how did they meet? Why did he start teaching him this stuff? Like.
And from what I remember, they don't really dive much into it. Yeah. A little bit in Curse.
And don't they say that like this dude's a serial killer? Yeah. Yeah. So he's like, you've turned evil. It's like. No, but he was a serial killer before he went into the doll
apartment. That guy's evil.
Yeah. Like. Yeah, so that was a little bit like, like I mean the video elements were cool, but it's like I think they were kind of grasping at straws to kind of explain their relationship.
They needed a reason for like Chucky to be Chucky. Like, how the hell are we gonna get a guy in a doll? Yeah, how do we do that? Yeah, voodoo.
Yeah, but it was just weird how like just like a like what looked like kind of just your regular like street criminal.
Mm.
It's apparently a serial killer who's into voodoo. Like,
Yeah.
That kind of didn't seem like a character trait from like when you see him at the start.
He doesn't give off that vibe, does he?
No,
It's like he should have some sort of like smeared face paint on or something like that.
Yeah.
He's some sort of a bit more manic.
Yeah, or like he's like running around with a machete instead of a pistol. You know, like just it just didn't seem right.
A bit more of a butcher.
Yeah, yeah. That just felt a bit weird. Yeah,
I get that.
It felt a little bit crowbarred in. Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
it kind of.
I can understand why they needed to try and explain the voodoo, the magic side of it, how it got into a doll kind of thing. Obviously, but
yeah, like I think like anything else kind of would have been a bit. Like it kind of sets up the tone. I think they like a happy accident was setting up the tone for the series. Like voodoo. Yeah, all right, cool. It's not like some sort of possession where they're going to get, they could get exorcisms involved.
Yeah, that's true.
It kind of takes on its own, and I think it also frees them up to do whatever the hell they want.
You
know what I mean? Like they can just make up rules.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
it's not like just like what might be wrong. There could be just like the good book of voodoo.
Yeah,
or something like that.
The good book of voodoo. Well, I guess just like some like stray observations.
Yeah.
How terrifying was the good guy doll on the advert at the start?
Dude,
like
so I was actually going to ask you, what's scarier, Chucky or the good guy mascot?
That was fucking terrifying.
Oh my god. It was like
that was horrendous.
Star Wars Christmas special level.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Horrifying.
Yes, that person. Yeah, that person dressed up in the good guy
and like
outfit.
It was just like he almost looked like he was painted like he looked dead. Like to me a little bit. Like it was like shaded around his eyes and so unsettling. And on that old like TV set as well. Just it looks so.
Yeah, made it look so much worse, didn't it?
Kill them, Andy. Kill them.
Yeah,
Kill your mother.
Well, actually, that kind of reminds me of the TV in It as well.
Yeah,
the new one. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, didn't even think about that. Have you got any observations you want to mention? I know there is one we both want to mention. I just want to see if you want to talk about it first.
Oh no, I don't know. Did I?
Can you remember?
I'm not sure. There's like a couple of things I'm not sure if you tell me.
I'm going to forcefully grab your arm and spin you around.
Oh, I didn't write this down because I knew you were doing it.
Yeah.
The amount of goddamn arm grabs. That is not.
God.
Like I've heard of like actors not knowing what to do with their hands, but this is ridiculous.
This was unbelievable.
Every time they wanted to say like it was really only Catherine Hicks and Chris Sarandon's
cop Mike Norris.
Yeah. Whenever they needed to get a point across to each other, grab your arm. Hey, something serious. And the other one would then grab the other arm and pull them in. And there was like my favorite one. Were you about to say the same thing?
Yes, yeah, you go for it.
Fuck, like when she runs up to it, like he tells her, she's run up to him and just spewed all the stuff that she believes that Chucky is real, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, blows it off, you're crazy, shut up, go home, blah, blah, blah. And he turns around. So she grabs his arm, pulls him around, and says, fine, don't believe me, and runs away.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
But another one of just those kind of awkward things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have happened at least 7 or 8 times, or they were grabbing each other's arm to like push them ahead, like make them go quicker or whatever. Yeah, almost like directing them. But then when she goes to the serial killer, the guy who's in Chucky, his house, and she's just looking around, and then it's for ages it just hangs on her. He walks up behind her, like in the shadows, and then like he stands about a foot away from her, then just goes, "What's in here?" And she's like, "Oh." Like,
and he waits a good 10 seconds.
He waits a second as well.
He could have let her know.
It's fucking creepy. He could have let her know. He might as well have walked up and just gone, "Boo! I gotcha. I gotcha." Yeah. It was a total dick move. Like, what a fucking asshole.
Yeah, I forgot about that. He does have a dickish vibe about him, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. Him in general, like in the couple of things I've seen him in, he gives off a dickish vibe.
Yeah, he just comes off as a dick, doesn't he?
Because I brought up Fright Night, and that's one like people. It comes up a lot in lists. Like it's like one of the best like 80s vampire movies. like not in like the top one, but definitely in the top like 10 or 15. And I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like I can't say I really enjoy that movie, and I don't know if it's him or if it's the rest of the goddamn cast.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the few that I don't think we'll be watching reviewing on the pod. It's still, I've only got it on DVD. Haven't updated to Blu-ray yet. That's a bad sign.
Yeah. So it just doesn't do anything for you.
Doesn't do anything for me, and like, yeah, it's one of those weird ones. Like maybe one day I should force myself to watch it and see if I like it. But yeah, I think there's a reason we don't see too much of Chris Sarandon, or that I don't see a lot of Chris Sarandon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not saying he did it bad, because we mentioned the car scene. I really enjoyed his performance in that.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to bring up a question. We said it before. Why does Chucky still terrify people? It's still like it doesn't make like I know a girl I used to work with who just the mere mention of Chucky was like, oh, don't even say it, don't even say it. Like I don't even want to hear his name. I don't want to think about it. And I never quite got it, but I can kind of see it in that car scene. How there's the moment where he's attempted to stab him once, and he's got the knife stuck in the side of the car, and then he starts to fuck with him by running around, and it's just that kind of silent. He doesn't know where he is, and he's just absolutely disorientating him. And then that moment where he sneaks around, grabs the knife, pulls it out, and then puts his face forward.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like I see it. I see where someone could get messed up by Chucky. Like a little bit, like that's like probably the scariest scene I think in the whole movie. But yeah, I still don't know why this. It's kind of like Pennywise, even the Tim Curry Pennywise. Bloke I actually work with at the moment said, "Do not even mention his goddamn name." Like he gets so, and he's in his 50s. This man, he's terrified of them. Wow. And he hasn't even seen the movie. He's just terrified of the goddamn clown.
Yeah, just the thought of it.
Yeah.
Simply the thought can be enough for some people.
So, yeah, I've never quite understood. And, yeah, do you think you've got an answer for why this is still, like, after so many years, 1988, 7 movies, and the series that turned into a horror comedy is still such a scary character to some people?
I don't know. Like, I think it might just be that, that thing of like a creepy doll.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up with younger sisters who had porcelain dolls.
Oh.
Yeah.
And already I don't like that.
Yeah, yeah. So I think it's got something to do because they've got the creepy eyes like Chucky does. I think it's got something to do with that, I reckon.
I think so
yeah, I
too.
reckon it's got something to do with somebody having bad experiences with porcelain dolls or having porcelain dolls in their room and waking up and thinking the one's fucking staring right in your eyes.
Now that you mention that, so I've watched a lot of killer doll movies, and I think this is the one where it's believable. Like that looks like a genuine toy that someone could manufacture easily.
Yeah.
And put that out.
That's probably what makes it so effective, just because it actually looks like a believable toy.
And did you notice he as like the rules go in this world of voodoo and such, that like the longer he's staying in this this doll's body, the more he actually turns into a human of a doll size.
Yeah.
Did you see his physical transformation at all? Did you notice it? It was very slight. They do very subtle changes.
No, not really, no.
So the elevator scene, that's probably like the clearest like shot of it. So in like when you see him, he's in Good Guy Doll. His hair is quite clean and like kind of drooping a little bit and a little bit fluffy and all that sort of stuff. But by that stage, he's on the verge of becoming human. It slicks back and it's gone into like a bit of a present.
Oh, yeah, okay, like a widow's peak kind of thing.
Widow's peak, yes. And his eyes don't look plastic anymore. He's actually got eyelids and and then he started to go a bit more pale as well.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, okay.
So I think that's what may have done it, because it was such a subtle change to make it look so much more realistic. I think that's one of like my favorite things in this movie is that very subtle physical change.
Well, that definitely does make a lot of sense, and I can kind of I can see what you mean. Like if I cast my mind back to half an hour ago. Like, yeah, I do see what you mean. I do see what you mean.
I've got a little fun fact. That scene we mentioned before when Andy is crying after seeing Chucky.
Yeah.
When Chucky actually gets in the room and jumps on the bed trying to he thinks he's about to get Andy.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious that it's a little person in a costume.
Yes. I did see that in the credits, actually. It was like Ed somebody was one of the...
Oh, I didn't catch it. No.
Yeah.
But they actually oversized the room to make him look the right size as a doll.
Oh, that's cool.
How cool is that?
I like that.
That's a fucking... I love that they went to that. And after, because I found that
just
out a while ago. Just
perspective, that's all it is.
Yeah, and watching it again, knowing that fact, it's like, oh, that's so cool.
That's really cool. I like that.
It looks like it gave like a real Thunderbirds feeling to it.
Yeah.
I loved it. When I first saw it, when I really first saw it when I was 19, I didn't realize it was a little person. I was watching it on a really tiny TV and all that, but I'm like, fuck, that puppet is crazy.
Yeah.
How is he running upstairs?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm dumb.
Well, just especially with when he gets out of the elevator and it's a shot from underneath, you can just see the silhouette of him.
Through the glass brick floor.
Yeah, you can tell how measured those steps are as well.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that with a puppet.
It was probably the creepiest Chucky moment too, when he was all burnt up and coming at him, and that you can tell it was the little person costume.
Yeah.
The head got bigger.
Yeah.
That mouth got bigger too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was truly creepy.
Yeah, that was creepy. That was very creepy.
Again, the practical effects, the whole after he got set on fire and it was all goopy and drippy and when he's actually on fire and flinging around. Yeah. That's actually, they filled it with a couple of power drill motors and just let it go crazy.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
Set it on fire, threw it on the couch, and just let it go fucking nuts.
Sick. I really like that. That's awesome.
They really went nuts with it, and they just they were determined to make this puppet as believable as possible.
Yeah.
I've watched a couple of the special features, and I found one of an early on the set, making of, and everyone's got the perfect blow dried mullet and beautiful, but there's some of the rigs is they've got these huge arms that are skis that walk Chucky, and he's maybe 2 meters in front of them, and just walking around the warehouse scaring the shit out of people. So cool. That's great. Yeah, they're geniuses. I think the people who made just the dolls themselves. Fuck, very smart people. Yeah, definitely. To be able to lip sync a doll to while other people are moving the doll around and shit like that. I couldn't fathom it. Yeah. I tried to play drums once, didn't sound good. So is there anything else you wanted to mention? So I think we just about wrapped this one. I think so. There was one thing that it didn't have as many, because the series as it goes on starts to get quotes. Has some good, one-liners,
catchphrases and stuff. Yeah.
And there's only 2 I can think of right now. There was the peddler, the guy who sold Karen the good guy doll. Oh yeah. And he's when Aunt Maggie asks is it stolen, and he just turns around, lifts his shirt up, grabs his crotch, hey, steal this. Yeah. And she's asking a homeless guy if it's stolen. Of course it's stolen, you idiot. Very, very good possibility. You don't ask questions. And if he said yes, it's stolen, you've just knowingly bought a stolen item. So you're putting yourself in the shit by asking and that. And screaming it out too. Shut the fuck up and take the doll for half the price than what you would have had to. It was even less. It was $30. She got a bargain. Yeah. And she was trying to talk her out of it. Yeah. It's God damn it, it's $100 doll. Yeah. He's 50 and she goes 10. You don't go that fucking low. Jesus. What's wrong with you? But I got one that was outstanding. We both cacked it a little bit when it happened. When Chucky gets Andy's bat and socks him in the back of the head. Oh, yeah. Batter up. Oh, yeah. But that solid thwack to the back of his head. That was kind of I wouldn't have laughed at that if it didn't have that thwack sound at the end. It was perfect. That was pretty much the full stop on the end that made it okay, that's good. Yeah. That's funny. That child has got brain damage. Yeah. Maybe that's why he talks. He's such a bad actor. That was the first
That was
thing
the
they
first
shot.
scene they whacked him one too many times. Oh God.
Oh. So before we wrap up, I got one final question about this movie. Has it made you interested in watching the rest of the franchise at all? Do you want to see what the adventures of Chucky?
No, this hasn't sold me. This hasn't sold me on it.
I didn't think it would.
No, it hasn't sold
In all
me.
honesty, the first three kind of suck.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Like, I respect them for what they are, and there's some fun moments. But the premise is, like, they really tried hard to have a reason for Chucky to come back.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
Number two, I believe I'm thinking correct. Yeah, number two, they, the company that made the good guy doll get this good guy doll, Chucky, and, you know, rebuild him because they want to know why he could speak and do these things. So they wanted to bring back the killer doll, and hence Child's Play 2.
Real smart.
Real smart, yeah. So yeah, watch number 4, Bride of Chucky. Good fun. Jennifer
Okay.
Tilly. Good fun.
Oh yeah, Jennifer Tilly's in it.
Yeah,
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 all
yeah.
right. Yeah, okay.
Then there's like Seed. That's a gross one. That's fun. Like they have a kid.
Yeah.
He's like androgynous doll puppet. I can't remember its name, but is his name John Waters? Got that pencil thin mustache.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's in it.
Oh, it's John Waters in it.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's great. It's got that whole vibe about the entire movie.
Okay.
And that was the first Dom Mancini one.
Okay. All right. Well, just you saying that, this movie would not have sold me on the sequels at all. No fucking way.
And do you know, I just popped into my head. I can't believe I didn't know this after watching all of the Child's Play movies and all of like what Clive Barker has produced. I didn't realize that they were like the two first like very openly gay people in horror. I had no idea Clive Barker
really?
or Don Mancini were gay. It blew my mind. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
They've been able to it's not a thing.
Yeah.
That's never mentioned.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
They've completely.
It didn't need to be.
And it's
Yeah.
people rip on horror, but like horror has some of the strongest female roles now, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, it's willing to tackle all the taboos. So it's like, I love it.
Yeah.
Like, that blew my mind. Like that's such a good sign that like it's not a thing. It's like the new thing from gay director. Like it's just like.
Yeah, and they've got
It's
to ask
nothing.
you, are there any homosexual themes in this just because you're gay? It's
Yeah.
like, who gives a fuck?
It's never like as a
Who
gay
gives
man.
a fuck?
I've never watched an interview with him. And it's like as a gay man in Hollywood. Like I've
Yeah.
never heard that ever.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Just thought I'd share that little
It's just a nothing.
fun fact I found while researching this. I'm like, oh my god, didn't know.
There we go. There we go.
So yeah,
Alrighty.
that was Child's Play.
That was Child's Play.
I'm glad you sort of liked it.
Yeah.
I'm glad we kind of just got past it.
Yeah.
Because as you'll find out with some of like watching the staples, they're not that good. They're a little bit boring. Like I'll go on record, I don't really like A Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one. But number 2 is even goddamn worse. That is a piece of shit.
Oh, wow.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Okay.
That's
All right.
another day.
Yep. Well, we got past that. That was fine. It was whatever. It was much
It's something
much
you had to
less.
tick off the list.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I did want to say it, so,
You've seen it, you've done it.
seen it. It's out of the way, ticked off the list. Never
Don't
have to
worry.
revisit it again.
I'll watch Cult of Chucky for you.
Oh, thank you. I
Not a
appreciate
problem.
that. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, we'll leave it there, guys. Hit us up on all those socials or the emails. That's all in the show notes if you want to check that out. Links straight there. Follow us on the socials, all that stuff. Hit us up. Let us know what you're doing for Halloween.
Hope you're enjoying your October so far.
What movies are you watching? Let us know.
Yeah, are you as excited as I am for Cult of Chucky? Am I the only like Chucky fan? There's got to be more.
Could
Got to be. Yeah, well, I do like Critters. All of them. So
yeah.
What do I have? What can I say?
Yeah,
What's my taste?
exactly.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week for Trick or Treat, isn't it?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, I forgot to say we are watching Trick or Treat.
That should be good.
Very appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, our first anthology for the pod.
Oh, there we go.
Mm.
That's exciting.
Start with a good one.
There we go. That's exciting.
All right.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week with Trick or Treat.
Rest in horror, guys.
Rest in horror.